In the headlines of this hour on VTV News. Ceremony held to hand over work of state president. Further discussions of draft amended law on human trafficking prevention and control. And in our world news, North Korea denies sending troops to Russia.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good morning. It is currently 8 a.m. local time, and you're tuning into 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Didin Lei with the latest updates. Now, the presidential office held a ceremony on Monday morning for the transfer of duties between Party General Secretary Tô Lâm and State President Lương Cương. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, and other party and state leaders also attended the event.
At the handover ceremony, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm shared that although his tenure as state president lasted only 5 months, he consistently made efforts to comprehensively carry out the duties and responsibilities required for this role. The Party General Secretary also congratulated State President Lương Cương on being entrusted with this important position.
I officially hand over the responsibilities of the State President to Lương Cương. I urge all relevant agencies to closely collaborate in advising the newly elected State President to ensure the most effective governance. I am confident that with his passion, high sense of responsibility, and extensive experience, he will quickly adapt to his new role, provide timely and thorough direction, and effectively implement the 13th Party Congress resolution, leading our nation into a new, bright, and glorious era.
State President Lương Cương affirmed that he will continue to build on the achievements established by Party General Secretary Tô Lâm and generations of state leaders, with a firm commitment to fulfilling all tasks entrusted to him by the party, the state, and the people.
To successfully implement the 13th Party Congress resolution, the resolution of the 10th Central Committee Conference, successfully organize the 14th Party Congress, and enter the era of self-reliance, self-confidence, and national pride for Vietnam, I respectfully ask for continued support and assistance from party and state leaders, central and local ministries, departments, and agencies to help me fulfill my duties as state president, as I have sworn to do.
On Tuesday morning, State President Lương Cương offered incense in remembrance of President Ho Chi Minh at the Presidential Palace. He expressed his deep respect and boundless gratitude to the late president, the beloved leader of the nation.
On Monday afternoon, the National Assembly held a plenary session to discuss different opinions on the draft amended law on human trafficking prevention and control. Let's take a look.
Sharing their opinions on the draft amended law on human trafficking prevention and control, many deputies suggested expanding the concept of human trafficking, as well as the beneficiaries of support policies. I believe the concept of human trafficking and the acts listed in Clause 1 and Clause 2 of the draft are not sufficient. So we need to continue reviewing this concept to ensure it is comprehensive, consistent, and aligned with the Penal Code.
I propose adding individuals of Vietnamese origin who have not yet determined their nationality and are residing in Vietnam to Article 37 of the draft law. Based on the law on citizen identification, we can identify these individuals and protect their rights.
Many opinions stressed the importance of adding a prohibition on the buying and selling of fetuses, and more detailed regulations regarding initial support for human trafficking victims.
The buying and selling of fetuses is a new tactic employed by human traffickers which poses significant challenges in addressing this issue due to the lack of regulations. Therefore, adding a prohibition against the buying and selling of fetuses is crucial.
According to Clause 1 of Article 44, victims, upon returning to their place of residence, are entitled to a one-time initial allowance. I propose that the drafting committee research and add a provision assigning the government to detail the amount of this allowance.
The deputies also provided feedback on information gathering, victim certification, and agency responsibilities in combating human trafficking. The drafting committee addressed and responded to these comments.
On Tuesday afternoon, Prime Minister Phie attended the conference Fostering International Cooperation and Mobilizing Internal Resources to Develop Vietnam's Halal Industry. This marks the largest international event focused on the halal sector ever organized in Vietnam.
The establishment of the National Halal Certification Center marks a significant milestone, demonstrating Vietnam's position as a reliable supplier of halal food and opening new opportunities for businesses. Prime Minister Phie highlighted 5 key points of significance for the conference.
First, the conference aims to connect Vietnamese people with those worldwide, especially from the Islamic world. Second, it fosters bonds between Vietnam and other countries through halal products and services. Third, it links the Vietnamese economy to the global economy in a sustainable and diverse manner. Fourth, it bridges Vietnamese culture with global cultures, particularly Islamic ones. Fifth, it promotes a comprehensive, professional, and inclusive development of Vietnam's halal industry.
The Prime Minister emphasized 3 key messages. First, Vietnam aims to establish halal cooperation as a pillar of international economic relations. Second, the country is committed to developing halal products and ecosystems quickly, sustainably, comprehensively, and effectively. Third, Vietnam's halal industry development will be grounded in respect for cultural values, human dignity, and human rights. After witnessing the signing of 5 cooperation documents, the Prime Minister proposed several initiatives. These include intensifying the sharing of information and experiences, supporting Vietnam in completing its legal framework and national halal standards, promoting investment from international partners in these areas, enhancing the promotion and marketing of Vietnamese halal products while expanding export markets and strengthening people-to-people exchanges and cultural cooperation.
General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense of Vietnam, and General Chansamon Chanyalat, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defense of Laos, co-chaired the second Border Defense Friendship Exchange. The exchange takes place in the Mộc Châu district of San Le Province, Vietnam, and in the Sopao district of Hoa Phang Province, Laos, on October the 22nd to the 23rd. It involves various activities such as a joint exercise for coordinated cross-border crime prevention, a joint patrol, and exchanges between the two countries' armies. At the talks, the two leaders reaffirmed the strengthening solidarity between their armies and agreed to enhance military and defense cooperation. The talks concluded with the signing of the Vietnam-Laos Bilateral Defense Cooperation Protocol for 2025 to 2029 and the 2025 Cooperation Plan between their defense ministries. Typhoon Yagi inflicted the most severe damage on the aquaculture sector, with estimated losses of approximately $100 million. With the support of local authorities, banks, and businesses, aquaculture facilities have swiftly resumed operation and stabilized their production and business activities.
The familiar sounds of a fishing village have returned to this area after a long silence. A local cooperative is now nurturing the fish that survived the typhoon. The locals joke, people may not be full yet, but the fish must be full and healthy, as their Lunar New Year income depends on these fish. Currently, 80% of the cooperative's aquaculture areas have been restocked.
I hope the weather won't get too cold soon so that the fish can have time to grow.
Van Doan was the area hit hardest by Typhoon Yagi in Quang Ninh Province. Over 900 households in 57 cooperatives with a total area of more than 6,000 hectares have restored their aquaculture zones. Thanks to timely support, Over 50% of the fish cages have been recovered.
We will continue to coordinate with relevant ministries to allocate sea areas to local fishermen.
In response to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development's call to support fishermen, seafood businesses have donated over 11 million USD in cash and goods. These aim to help farmers get back on their feet quickly.
In the first 9 months of this year, the seafood supply increased by 40%. This ensures we can guarantee an abundant supply for the Tet holidays.
Timely support has helped aquaculture households restock immediately after natural disasters. With production now back on track, the upcoming Tet holidays will surely see an abundant supply of seafood products for the market.
Blinken province met with the German energy firm PNE on Tuesday to discuss various aspects of an offshore wind power project in the locality. PNE has selected Blinken as its first Asian location for a 2,000 megawatts offshore wind power project with a total investment of approximately $4.6 billion. Once operational, the project is expected to generate about 7.1 billion kilowatts hour for electricity annually for the national grid, contributing to energy security. It will contribute nearly $63 billion in revenue to Blinken's budget, creating jobs and supporting the strategy for renewable energy development through 2030. Coming up next on VTV News. Water hyacinth handicrafts foster livelihoods. And later on, preserving and promoting value of World Natural Heritage Sites. Welcome back to VTV News Live. In the Mekong Delta, water hyacinth grows abundantly in rivers, ponds, and lakes. Once seen as a nuisance due to its rapid growth affecting waterway traffic, it has now become a valuable raw material for woven products exported abroad. This has helped many people achieve a stable income.
Like many rural families, Chin has free time after farming. She has chosen to weave water hyacinths for local cooperatives and has become skilled at it. Although the work is simple, it provides a decent monthly income.
With this work, I earn about $80 or more each month. I work extra when I have free time to earn more money.
Water hyacinth weaving is accessible to people of all ages. Skilled artisans create sophisticated products, and during peak months, the cooperative provides work-from-home opportunities for up to 300 workers.
The work here is very stable. We make about 10,000 pieces a month.
The Provincial Women's Union has instructed grassroots associations to partner with cooperatives to supply processed goods for women working at home. All 8 districts in Vinh Long Province have water hyacinth weaving cooperatives that create local jobs.
Stable production has boosted the income of households engaged in weaving. In Vinh Long Province, workers now earn an average monthly income between $80 and $160. This has helped address unemployment and supported the development of new rural areas.
More than a year after Hạ Long Bay, Cat Ba Archipelago's designation as a World Natural Heritage Site, a key challenge has emerged for Hải Phòng and Quảng Ninh, strengthening cooperation, raising awareness, and effectively managing, preserving, and enhancing the value of this heritage.
The recognition of Ha Long Bay Katbar Archipelago as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site highlights the effective collaboration between Haiphong and Quảng Ninh. This achievement will aid in long-term protection and sustainable management, while the joint efforts of both localities aim to promote the heritage value.
Over the past year, the two localities have worked closely together and held regular meetings to share information and update each other, aiming to improve management methods for the World Natural Heritage Site of Ha Long Bay, Cat Ba.
Recognized as a World Natural Heritage Site alongside Ha Long Bay, the Cat Ba Archipelago holds particular significance for Haiphong as the city's first designated scenic spot. In addition to promoting tourism, the city and Cat Hai district are focusing on developing a network of sightseeing routes to boost revenue from tourism services.
Cat Hai's economy relies heavily on tourism, accounting for over 70% of its revenue. The recognition of Cat Ba Archipelago and Ha Long as World Natural Heritage Sites has created significant opportunities for promoting tourism in the area.
Visitors to the Cat Ba Tourist Center will embark on a journey to discover the heritage land and experience the outstanding global value of Cat Ba Archipelago, the first interprovincial World Natural Heritage Site in Vietnam.
Located in the southern waters of Vietnam, the Con Đảo Archipelago serves as a vital conservation area where numerous sea turtle species come to mate, nest, and hatch. Con Đảo National Park hosts 18 nesting beaches, covering a total area of 24,000 square meters. Peak nesting season from June to October attracts hundreds of volunteers who join park rangers in their efforts to ensure a safe environment for the turtles.
Every morning on the beaches of Con Đảo National Park, countless microscopic plastic fibers and debris wash ashore with the tide. The volunteers' task is to clean up this waste, ensuring a clear path for mother turtles to come ashore and lay their eggs without obstruction.
Every day, we clean up the trash that washes ashore with the tides. This is ocean debris brought in by the waves. Since turtles eat jellyfish, they often mistake plastic bags for food, which can lead to choking and death. That's why it's so important for us to keep the beaches clean.
There's a lot of hard work that the rangers need to do every day, collecting trash on the beach, also cleaning the beach so that there are more chances of turtles coming to the clean beach to lay eggs. So imagine if a mama turtle is digging to lay eggs and she finds something like this, she probably would give up and go somewhere else to lay eggs.
Each night, rangers and volunteers patrol the sea turtle nesting grounds, helping transport eggs to incubation ponds. This ensures a higher hatching success rate and protects the eggs from natural threats and human interference.
When the turtle comes ashore, we sit and watch where it goes, then follow its tracks. I estimate this nest contains over 100 eggs. We need to quickly transfer the eggs to the incubation tank. The eggs can be moved within 6 hours while the embryos are still inactive. After that period, the embryos become active, making it much harder to transfer them without reducing.
On the Con Đảo Archipelago, continuous beach cleanups by rangers and volunteers, coupled with nightly monitoring of nesting turtles, enable over 400 mother turtles to return to the sandy shores each year. These efforts have resulted in an impressive hatching success rate of over 80%.
The People's Committee of Hanoi has recently issued a plan to conserve and promote the value of cultural heritage. Under this plan, 100% of the historical and cultural sites in the city will be digitized in the near future. The plan emphasizes the use of science and technology in professional work and the management of museums, relics, intangible cultural heritage, and documentary heritage. Various departments, sectors, and localities will undertake the restoration and preservation of historical and cultural sites, including those with architectural and artistic value, famous landmarks, as well as national and city-level monuments of significant importance. The Vietnam International Awards ceremony took place in London on October the 20th, honoring organizations and individuals for their community contributions. This year's event featured 12 categories with 60 nominations. Quỳnh Nguyễn, Executive Director of the Vietnamese Family Association, received the Community Ambassador Award for her charity's work in promoting Vietnamese culture and supporting the UK's Vietnamese community. The Excellent Education Award was presented to the project DARTS for training and mentoring Vietnamese students in the UK. Dòng Xanh or Blue Dragon Children's Foundation, an Australian charity that has supported children with disabilities, street children, and human trafficking victims in Vietnam since 2002, was granted the Outstanding Global Charity Award. Coming up next in our world news, North Korea denies sending troops to Russia. And later on, U.S. Secretary of State heads to the Middle East in an effort to defuse tensions. Now moving on to our world news, North Korea denied reports that it has sent troops to Russia amid the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. At a UN General Assembly meeting, North Korea's representative called these claims baseless speculations aimed at tarnishing North Korea's image and undermining relations between the two states. This is the first public comment from a North Korean official since South Korea's intelligence agency reported last week that North Korea planned to send 11,000 troops to Russia and had already dispatched 1,500 troops to Vladivostok for training. Moscow has repeatedly denied these allegations, asserting that claims of North Korean soldiers participating in Russia's military operations in Ukraine are false and that its cooperation with North Korea does not threaten South Korea's national security. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is visiting the Middle East to push for a ceasefire in Gaza. That is his 11th trip to the region since the conflict began last October. The Israeli military has intensified attacks on Gaza and Lebanon, hindering ceasefire negotiations. Israel is the U.S. official's first stop, where he is expected to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the defense minister, and other officials before continuing to Jordan and Qatar. He will discuss the importance of ending the conflict in Gaza, securing the release of hostages, and minimizing the suffering of the Palestinian people, as well as the need for a diplomatic solution to the conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Antony Blinken reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to working with regional partners to de-escalate tensions and promote stability in the Middle East. Meta has decided to retest its facial recognition feature with the goal of protecting the reputations of celebrities whose social media images are frequently used by scammers. The test automatically compares the profile images of about 50,000 celebrities with those used in suspicious ads. Ads are blocked immediately if the system detects a match, and Meta determines that the behavior is fraudulent. Before the test began, Meta's feature underwent a rigorous privacy and risk assessment process, both internally and through consultation with regulators, as well as policy and privacy experts. Previously, in 2021, Meta decided to stop using facial recognition technology and delete the facial scan data of more than 1 billion users due to public backlash. Chinese researchers have developed bricks from a material similar in composition to lunar soil, with the hope that they can be used to build a lunar base in the future. These bricks, much like Lego pieces, can be assembled into various structures, allowing for creative construction on the moon. Follow us for a closer look.
Chinese researchers have developed bricks from a material that has a similar composition to lunar soil, aiming to use them in future lunar base construction.
These two bricks in my hands are called simulated lunar soil bricks. They are made from lunar soil simulation, which is sintered to form such bricks.
The lunar soil bricks have a similar density to that of ordinary bricks, but are more than 3 times stronger than standard red bricks or concrete bricks, due to the harsh conditions on the moon, such as temperatures ranging from 180 degrees Celsius to minus 190 degrees Celsius, high levels of cosmic radiation, impacts from micrometeorites, and frequent moonquakes. The bricks are designed to meet stringent requirements for mechanical, thermal, and radiation resistance.
What we care about the most is its mechanical and thermal performances, including heat preservation and insulation effectiveness, as well as its ability to withstand cosmic radiation. The moon has a vacuum environment, so there is significant cosmic radiation.
The bricks will be sent to China's space station aboard the Tianzhou 8 cargo spacecraft to verify their mechanical and thermal performance, as well as their ability to withstand cosmic radiation. The total planned exposure period for the bricks is 3 years. These bricks are made from 5 simulated compositions of lunar soil and undergo 3 distinct sintering processes, providing more accurate scientific data for the construction of future lunar bases.
And before I say goodbye, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and other locations in the world. And that is all that we have for this hour on VTV News. To re-watch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download our mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.